Hello, active and attractive ladies. How are you guys feeling today? Welcome to another Thursday inside of the active and attractive community. And ladies, we're going to talk a little bit about something that I feel like goes almost against the culture that I believe in, which is unity, bringing us together, everyone just feeling alive in their power, standing alongside one another in grace and in purpose. Ladies, where do you believe competition fits in our lives together as a whole? I would love to have this conversation with you guys. I've got a very great dialogue to talk to you about. And if you're here with me live, I see Christina's here. Hello, my friend. Ladies, we are going to be talking about what does it look like to be in competition next to other women of power, and how can that serve you on your journey to greatness? So guys, if you're here live, let me know that you're here. And if you are catching the replay, as always, let me know that you are on the replay. I love when you guys engage with these videos because it not only gives me a clue that what we're talking about feels valuable to you, but I also get the insight of what is going on in your mind. What is it that you are working on? What is it that you find valuable? What is it that you are currently overcoming or winning in? Whenever we get to see what each other are navigating, this is a really big point of value for our own evolution. And so I want to talk to you guys about what does it look like to be side by side, standing in power next to other people who are also powerful, and how you can leverage that experience to create a healthy feeling of extra, a healthy feeling of more, a healthy feeling of being ready to go into your own next level because you see around you that other people are able to do it themselves. So guys, so far, if you're new to this community, I would love to invite you to go back and watch the videos that we have been sharing over the last few months. It's been a few months of dialogue around what does it mean to build your world? What is world building? And how does this apply to you as a leader? If you're new to world building is essentially the idea that you as a leader are a visionary. You see things in this world that you would love to transform. There's some things in the way that your community is rolling, some ways that you see family units functioning. There are ways that you see people being in relationship with one another. There are solutions you see in the technology world or in corporate or in just the way we take care of our planet. There's so many different things in the world that I know that you see a way that we can make things better. And this is what makes you a leader. Your ability to see what could be better and your ability to go and execute that vision, build that vision out onto the world so the rest of us can enjoy the power and beauty of what you've been able to instill or bring to us. A visionary leader is someone who has vision and has the capacity to take action. But as women, what we typically do when we try to go and lead and make the world a better place, we tend to leave ourselves on the back burner. We kind of leave ourselves out of the mix. We think, I'm going to help everybody else and whatever I have left over, I'll be able to take care of myself. The superpower of a visionary leader is that your vision, your capacity to do and see is so great that it's almost like you don't even need to think about you. But the truth is you are here on this earth to have a good time. You're here to feel alive, feel energy, feel love, experience travel, experience food, experience rest, experience love, experience connection. You're here to see and feel and experience so much. And in order for you to take your visions out of your mind and bring it onto this earth, it is an absolute priority that you feel good living in your own life first. A lot of times we'll put our vision out there and we'll give and give and do and do. And then when we lay our head on the pillow at night, we feel spent. We don't feel seen. We feel burnt out. We feel underappreciated. And the truth of the matter is that if we just take a little time to go inside and build into our lives what it is that's required for us, what's required for us to feel good, what's required for us to feel happy. Hello, Kim. What's required for us to feel alive. When you have a personal life that feels so enriched, it supports you. And when your world supports you, you are then able to give to the world unlimited. in an unlimited way, limitlessly. So world building, that's world building in a nutshell, but there's a lot of facets to it. Kim, you know all about these different facets. You've been following for a while. What we've been talking about actually, are the 3 different pillars of being a great leader. The first pillar being making sure that you have a presence that radiates. Your presence is that energy that goes out in front of you. It's the part of you that speaks when you haven't even opened your mouth yet. It's that thing that people feel. Hello, my friend. It's that thing, Kim, that people feel. It's that thing that people are like, who is she? What is that? She's got something. I want to hear more. I want to listen to her. I want to learn about her. I want to hear her story. I feel like she can help me. I feel like she knows something. I feel like she would understand me. Your presence is that part of you that's confident. It's the part that speaks and tells your stories before you ever do. When you have a strong presence, a presence is comprised of 2 things: your identity and your willingness to take care of yourself, which is your health. When you know your identity, you're able to build out a world in your mind and eventually on this planet. And when you're able to build out a world, now your identity is not just within you. It's something that you get to play and interact with every single day. This is how we get you to a place where everywhere you look in your life, you love it. You're like, I love my life. I'm obsessed with my life. I love me. I love my friends. I love my family. I love my home. I love the car that I drive. I love the money that I have. I love the business that I run. I love. We want to get you to that place. When you're in that place with your identity, you are unstoppable. But in order to meet yourself, we want to make sure that you're also taking care of yourself. And this is what health is all about. Health is you committing and saying, I know what I want, I know who I am, and I know why I'm valuable. I know that at any table I sit at, what I bring, and I'm not going to bring anything different. I'm only going to bring what I know I have. This is a place of confidence that most of us are only aspiring to have, but it's already right there within you. When you partner health with identity, what this looks like is you saying, I desire to make sure that everything I do, everything I say, everything I think and feel align with me. When you get to this place, this means that your relationships become healthy because you can communicate what is a yes for you and what is a no for you. When you get to this place in health, it's very easy to take care of yourself and go to the gym and work out and eat healthy because you know what it is that you need. It's very easy to rest. It's very easy to choose to do the fun things. It's very easy to have great occupational decisions, meaning you're making decisions in your business that are in alignment with what you know you're capable of doing. When you find health in all areas of your life, financial health, occupational health, social health, mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, when you get health in all of these areas, your physical health ends up radiating even more your presence. And that's why when your identity and your health combine, your aura is just, it speaks for you. You don't have to go anywhere. So after you master presence, second pillar is visibility. When you are just on fleek, my friend, this means that you are radiating at such a level that other people are starting to see you. Visibility is what most entrepreneurs, most mothers, most wives, most women who feel like they just want to be seen, that's the core, is that you have something to carry. You have a piece of knowledge. You have a service that you know will help others, and you're just hoping to be seen. The way to be seen effortlessly is to know who you are and partner your health. And then from there, be consistent in delivering your message. Are you capable of thinking a thought and giving that thought to whoever is in front of you? Does your ability to be fully who you are bend when you're in one room versus another? Do you feel safer inside of a Facebook group? And then when you go out in public in a bigger room, you start to shrivel up? Do you nestle in the one-on-one conversations, but then when you get into a big group, you all of a sudden can't find your words? Visibility is your ability to know who you are in every single scenario. And even if that changes, it's your comfortability in knowing that in this scenario and with my family, this is who I am. With this friend, this is who I am. In business, this is who I am. Being visible at the level that you know is healthiest for you in each context is having a mastery and visibility. This is something we're going to be starting to talk about in April. And as you begin to master your visibility and speaking your message and not being afraid to speak out, what you do is you end up doing that consistently and people begin to come to you. This is really important for you as a leader, because if you have a gift, if you have something that you carry, if you have something that you know would be right for people to get their hands on, if you're not visible, you're not able to reach the appropriate people to give your gifts to. It's very hard to be a leader when there's no one to speak to. But the third pillar of leadership is once you find your people, when you find your tribe, when you find your client, when you find your person, when you find your child, when you find your partner, when you find the person that you're meant to interact with, yes, Kim, when you find that person, you don't just want to be there, standing there with all of your knowledge. You want to be able to create an impact, which is to lead a person from point A to point B. Helping people migrate from where they are to where they want to be. This is a woman of service. Whether it's one sentence or an entire process that you have to give, your presence that is willing to be visible is the one that will create the most impact. And what I see a lot happen to a lot of leaders is they want to reach the masses. They want to reach a lot of people, but they can't do it without a lot of effort. It's within the previous two pillars that there's something missing that's creating that ease, so that by the time that you get to the point of impact, there's friction. I want to see you give your gift with the most amount of ease, with the most amount of health, with the most amount of purpose. Because when you get to the point of impact, now you're successful with every person you touch. You're in alignment, you're healthy, you're good, you know what to say, you're not afraid. When you get to this place of impact, now you're operating fully and being a healthy feminine leader. So ladies, this is what world building is, and all of these moving parts and more. And if you're interested in learning more about this, I would love to invite you to come back and watch the videos where I walk you through each of the pieces. We've got a whole queue of different things that we're going to be talking about, but for right now, we're still in the realm of identity and health. And today's live is, what kind of leader are you when you know your power and you're trying to access more of that power, but you're standing next to other people who are in their power? I want to hear from you guys. Kim, I'd love to hear from you, my friend. Do you shrink or do you expand when you stand next to other people who are doing what it is that you want to do? Do you shrink or do you expand when you are standing next to other people who are doing what you want to do? I would love to hear. This is not an easy answer because we kind of probably know what the answer is most of the time. There are certain contexts where you're like, nope, I do not hold back. I am fully me. I'm me all the time. I love me. I know who I am. When I'm with other people who are doing it, I grow. Kim, you're like, I expand. When I'm around other people who are doing what it is that I want to do, I grow. I reach. I stretch. Kim, that is health, in my opinion. That is one example of health, because what I see a lot of people doing, and Kim, you said, because it's easy for me to connect with people that I like. I love that. That shows your health, your sturdiness, your confidence in relationship with other people who are doing what you want to do. What I typically see, and what I've definitely seen in myself in the past, is that whenever I see someone else doing what I want to do, rather than admiring them, rather than looking at them as like, oh my God, they're doing it. If they can do it, I can do it. Rather than seeing it as that, I used to go into an immediate judgment, not of them, but of myself. Man, how am I going to get there? How is she doing that so well? She's so good. Oh my God, look at her go. She's able to commit to that many days of working out. Oh my God, she's eating really healthy. Oh my God, she's making how many dollars? She's hosting a masterclass with how many people? How is she doing that? What am I? In my admiration of other people doing great things, my childhood wound would bring me to a place of boosting another person up to such a place that rather than looking at them as, oh my God, good for them, and good for them because that means good for me. If they can do it, I can do it. Rather than catching that as the mentality, what I would do instead was, oh gosh, I'm so far away. How am I going to get there? What am I going to do? Kim says, it seems like they unlock something in me, empowerment. That is the vibe. That's the goal. That's how it should be. Let me know if you relate to comparison rather than making it inspiration. You made it as one more reason that you weren't able to take a step forward. I just don't know how to do that. How can I get there? That's a lot. That's going to be so hard. I don't understand. Why am I not there? She's younger than me. I should be able to. Why isn't it not? The not enough complex. The not enough complex. Standing next to someone else who's doing what you want to do and not taking that with that experience, that exposure as an opportunity for more. What I've seen commonly happen for other women, and whether it's in business, whether it's in fitness, whether it's in dating, rather than looking at what other people are doing and seeing other people winning as a portal, as an opportunity to jump and say, hey, if this is this close to me in proximity, if she is doing this, if $1 million is in her hands and she's holding it and I'm this close to her, then it's possible for me. What most people will do is make it a competition. Competition in the negative form. Well, if she's got that, then I either need to take that from her or I need to make myself remember that it's not in my hands too. Competition. Competition. In a world where we're trying to reach unity, where does competition fit? I would love to hear your definition on what you think competition means. What does competition mean to you? And I want to see in the comments what you guys think. When you hear the word competition, does that excite you? I know I have a few friends who, and this is where I'm at now. This is like, this is where I'm at now. But honestly, where does competition, the energy of competition, rest with you? What's your relationship with competition? Do you like the word? Do you not like the word? Do you have a healthy definition of the word? I'm going to read you the definition. Competition. Excuse me. What does the word competition do for you? What does the word competition, where does that word float with us here in the active and attractive community? Guys, you can't answer this question wrong. It's wherever it is. Like wherever you're at is where we're at. I'll share mine. My relationship with competition was this. In 6th grade, I decided that I wanted to play basketball. I realized very young that I had very natural eye-hand coordination. It would be me being literally like 5 to 10, and the trash can would be across the room. I'd be sick or have allergies, and I would blow my nose in bed, and I would toss the wadded up toilet paper, tissue paper, and throw it across the room, and almost every single time it would go in the trash. It wasn't like I really knew what I was doing. It was almost like I just could feel it. I would trust it. And it almost always nailed it in the trash can. It was at a point where I was like, wait, is this a gift? And I'm like 7. I'm little. I remember the feeling of like, oh, I almost know that this is going to go in. And so that kind of thought carried in. And I was like, I think I might like to play basketball. I didn't have any basketball inspirations. It wasn't like it was a thing, but it came up. And so I joined basketball in 6th grade. And what happened was I had the coordination. I was able to dribble quickly. We learned how to lay the ball up. And it came very, very naturally to me. The one part that was not good for me was when we were actually in game. And there's something called the rebound, where when you throw the ball up and it bounces off the rim, it doesn't go in the hoop. The goal is to grab the ball again and try to shoot the ball again. Now, the problem with a rebound is that by this time, most of the team, both yours and the opposing team, are all together underneath this hoop, and everyone's trying to scrap and grab for this ball. Well, my instinct is if I laid this ball up and it didn't go in, I'm not gonna fight you for the ball. That means I might have to elbow you in the face. That might mean I gotta shove you. I don't want to communicate that to you. I don't want you to feel that, and I definitely don't want to feel that myself. I don't expect you to do that to me. So rather than trying to fight for this ball in competition, I would duck down as everyone's reaching over my head to try to move the ball and turn it back over. This is singularly the reason why I never played basketball again. I played it for the one season, naturally gifted, and I did not end up continuing into the next season because of that competition. Competition for me never existed after that, because I didn't relate with the idea that I need to push you, I need to be better than you, I need to be stronger, more dominant than you in order to win. That just never settled. Competition in the dictionary means to be to be of competing, and so I had to look up what compete meant. Compete means to strive to gain or win something by defeating or establishing superiority over others who are trying to do the same. Where in that do you feel like there's something healthy? I don't feel anything. I don't know that I believe that we're ever supposed to be superior than anyone else. I don't think that that's a thing. But what I do believe is that people who have or have done what it is that I eventually want to do, which is the same, in their superiority of owning that gift, owning that ability, having that thing, they know something I don't. Rather than trying to chase them, to push them off of their pedestal, what if I looked at them and said, ooh, they've got something. They've got something that I want. My job now is to recognize, one, now that I see that they can have it, that must mean I can have it too. If one person can have what it is that you want, first rule of the universe, it's possible. Oh my God, it's possible. It's possible. Her work, her journey to climb the mountain of embodiment of what it is that she has, her pathway to getting what it is that she has, there's lessons. There's lessons. She has the same thing that I want. And if as a leader, my job to be healthy is to go after what it is that I want because the desires in my heart were placed in my heart, I've got to tune in. What is she doing differently? She's doing something differently. But does the observation of her make me any less? No. It doesn't make me any less. It gives me a portal to recognize, wait, I can go this way. Competition is recognizing that in the realm of having, someone has more superiorly had what it is that I want. They've mastered it. They've owned it. Someone who's lost weight. They're a weight that you want to be. They've mastered something that you currently haven't learned yet. People who are consistent in exercise, they are superior at that gift, at that ability. They have mastered the mountain of embodiment on consistency. People who have the money that you want to have, the business that you want to have, the engagement, the following, the structure, the friendships, the love, they know something you don't. Therefore, they are superior in their mastery of the skill, but they're not superior to you. They're just different. Us being able to see what other people are doing gets to be an avenue for more change. And as Kim so beautifully said, when I'm around other people who are doing or have what it is that I want, it is empowering. This is how we leverage competition. To compete is to strive or win something by defeating or establishing superiority over others who try to do the same. My argument to this is that to compete or be in competition with someone else is to strive and to gain or win something from people who have established superiority over a specific skill or thing. If they have established a skill or thing, they know something we don't. But is this not the nature of world building? If you guys did the 3 days of world building with me, you'll know you have an innate gift that you superiorly own. Your ability, your mind, your humor, your steadiness, your laughter, your compassion, your grace, your gift, your love, the way you do things is superior because it's effective. It creates impact without you even trying. There are other women who do not have that developed in them yet, and they desire to have that also. Does that make you better than them? It doesn't. Does that make them less than you? It doesn't. But it creates a string, a connection, an avenue for change. Your purpose is to share your gifts. Your purpose is to share your knowledge, the bits and the stories and the pieces that you've picked up along the way through your trauma, through your drama, through your stress, through your joy, through your overcoming, through your winning. What you have collected along the way is what you're here to give. So because you're further along or you have superiorly conquered something does not make you better, but it makes you more of a master in this area. You understand something that others don't. As a world builder, your job is to build that knowledge back out into the world, give that back to the world, and bring what Kim is sharing, which is empowerment, the opportunity for people to see what's possible for them. If we know this is our purpose to do for others, why do we trigger into competition when other people are doing it back onto us? How do you stand next to powerful people in your health? When other people, Kim, yes, when other people have what it is that you want, when they're doing what it is that you wish you could do, why do we trigger into less than, not enough, overcompensation, overperformance, when the truth is, at the end of the day, we're building our world one brick at a time. And someone who's doing the thing has the ability to show you how they're doing the thing, rather than triggering into perverted competition, why not trigger into healthy competition? So what does healthy competition look like? And I'm going to read your comments because I want to see where you guys are at with competition. Healthy competition looks like, ooh, I want that. Something in their aura, their presence is drawing me in. They know something I don't. They know something. This is the reverse. If you're trying to create a presence that draws people in, you have to remember that as leaders, other people are leading, which means their presence is going to draw you in. When their presence draws you in, how do you respond? Ooh, she knows something I don't. I want to know her story. I want to learn from her. I want to be around her. I want to. There's something over there she carries that I know is also meant for me. Step in. You lean into her visibility. Listen to the message. What is she doing? How is she navigating? What is she saying? What is she suggesting? When you hear what other people's messages are, now it's your point of discernment to decide what in what they're saying is for me and what is not. What in what they're saying is for me and what is not. This is where you knowing what is a yes for you and what is a no for you will help. When you can lean into that and hear their process, this is where you become impacted. You experience their presence. You see them for who they are and what they say and what they do. You learn their process and follow their process to the point to where it affects you. When you facilitate change, hello, Caitlin, hi. When you facilitate change, you have now been impacted. How do we stand in power next to other powerful people? We have to allow that what we're trying to do for others to have the same and equal effect back to us. There's a lot of vulnerability in doing that. It feels different when you're the one leading with all of your power versus watching someone else lead in theirs and staying in that mode of inspiration. Ladies, the reason I'm sharing this in regards to health is that in health, one of the most powerful things we can do is to be in community with each other. We want to stay around other people who are doing the same things, people who are wobbling on their path, people who are overcoming every day, people who are on win streaks, people who are losing sourly and then one day they finally get it. We want to be around people who are pushing in their power, finding themselves, looking for themselves. And when we can find people who are doing what we are also doing what we want to do, and stay in our power next to them, this is when we're fully anchored in who we are. One of the hardest things is to be in relationship. Those of you guys who are married, who are in long-term relationships, you will know, and it doesn't even have to mean that the other person is a terrible person. Relationships are you being exposed to you by your interaction with another person. It's that feeling of I'm hunky-dory and all dandy until someone starts talking to me before I've had coffee. It's like, why does coffee dictate whether or not you're in a good mood? I'm just kidding. It's one of those things where it's, if we want to maintain our visibility, how can we be who we are everywhere we go? How can we maintain our visibility? How can we maintain our presence everywhere we go? These are the questions that we want to ask when it comes to health, because one of the most powerful things you can do to leverage competition in order to see more results in your body is to be around other people who are doing and are striving for the same thing in their bodies. Who are you when everyone else is winning around you? When the scale's not budging and everyone else is talking about weight loss, how do you show up? When other people are consistent and they're walking every single day and you just can't seem to get out of bed, how do you show up? Do you make yourself smaller? Do you make yourself less than? Do you make yourself worse when you're around people? Or do you take what other people are doing and use that competition, healthy competition, to motivate you into a place of power and leverage other people's action to inspire you into your own? This is a very, very sensitive skill set. But ladies, I've seen it time and time again. If you want to be a millionaire and you don't know how to get there yet, you have to surround yourself with people who are already doing it. If you want to lose weight in a way that feels precise for you, that feels good, that feels right, you've got to be around people who are doing it that way. Pay attention to who you're listening to for dating advice. Do they have what it is that you say you want? A lot of times we'll listen to our single friends on how to be married. And then when you finally get married or you find the couple that's in your ideal marriage, they're saying something completely different than people who aren't married. We've got to pay attention to what people have, because it's very easy to talk as if you have it, but it's very different to actually have it. Putting yourself in a position of community and being around people who are doing what it is that you want to do, it's one of the fast tracks to growth. Because the real ones will call you out and they'll say, hey, don't go that way. I know I remember the point in my process where I thought I was supposed to go that way and I did it and it actually blew up in my face. And you're like, but it feels so right. And it's like, yeah, it felt right for me too. And I thought I wasn't supposed to text him back, but it was actually when I was really vulnerable and texted him anyways that he actually responded. And then we were connected and we ended up getting together after that. Oh, don't invest in that. I thought that investing again, but I actually took some time and space away from coaching and it led me to really being able to hear myself. And when I came back to coaching, it led me to a place where I could take what the coach was saying and not make it an identity, but it was just help me facilitate my own journey. Take a pause on coaching. I promise you, if you try, but I really want to help. I know, I remember when I used to feel that way, but just give it a try. Just try it and see what you think. When you talk to people who have what it is that you want, when you surround yourself with people who have what it is that you want, mindset, tangible product, tangible things, when you surround yourself with those people, you are now in healthy competition. Healthy competition will always bring you in competition back with you. Unhealthy competition is you eyeballing someone else and saying, I'm going to dominate them. When you find that place, that sweet spot, where you're leveraging other people's greatness to inspire your own, and their actions, their words, their suggestions, their moves are causing you to question your own, that's when you know you're in a good place. Not questioning as in doubting, but questioning that maybe I could be doing something different, something better, something right. There's something I've been repeating this over and over again and I haven't been able to get it. Maybe, just maybe, they know something I don't. This level of health, ladies, is where now relationships, your relationship quadrant gets to support you beyond belief. What I want to suggest with you ladies today is, I know that we are in a season where this month we're talking about health, and what I wanted to share was that I want you guys to begin to share a little bit more about your journey through your own fitness journey. My ask for you is that you use this space to begin to share and practice being visible around your health process. What are you experiencing? What's working for you? What's not working for you? What did you learn when something popped up? What did you overcome last week? What I would love to see is more stories of you. Because when you share stories of you, you will inspire others to share stories of them. If you're looking to be a leader and you want to see other people move, you have to move first. Okay, Kim, you have to move first. But when you do, what you may find is that as the momentum starts to create, and I really want to talk to those of you guys who are business owners or looking to lose weight or starting to integrate exercise into your routine, when you start and you decide to do it visibly, meaning other people are able to see you too, you're not doing it in private, you're not keeping yourself small, but you're really starting to move in a way that feels strong for you, you're going to begin to notice that there are other people who are running next to you. And then there's going to be that one person who seems like they've got it together. They've got it, they're doing it, and they're moving it. And it's the same thing you might be struggling through. My challenge to you is that can you allow not only for yourself to be seen, but can you bring yourself back to what we're talking about right now, where it's like, oh, this person knows something that I don't. What in them is calling me? This person's not better than me, but I think they might know something I don't. I'm going to watch them a little bit longer to see if I can figure out what in myself am I feeling like there's a hole, there's a gap, there's something missing. If you can see your feeling of competition, you're wanting to compare, you're wanting to maybe even judge, you're wanting to kind of just point at this person and be like, if you feel like it's this weird, uncomfy feeling, my challenge with you is to sit with that feeling and see, what is this hole that I feel like I'm missing in myself? They have it, I don't. I'm upset or irritated because I just don't have it. And then from this place, how can you turn that feeling into, oh, because I don't have this, it's me actually saying, or my spirit telling me that what I really want is this. And that person is doing what I want. And so now I'm in gratitude of this person for doing that, because I would have never seen that gap within myself without them doing and shining as bright as they are. Leveraging your community to create competition that allows you to generate momentum for yourself. When you stay in competition with yourself, ladies, this is a game changer. So I want to leave room for you guys to just share your thoughts. What does this bring up for you? What are you thinking? Again, unexpected conversation, but a very, very, very necessary one. Ladies, this happens on many, many different platforms. You might see yourself comparing your looks to someone, your words, your eloquence, the way you speak, your intelligence, your proficiencies, your productivity, your cleanliness, your humor. There's so many ways that we can start comparing ourselves to someone else and put that person as the enemy to start competing. Santanja, hi! There's so many ways to leverage that feeling of they're better than me. And whether we try to put them down to say that, or we make them better and we make us not good, there's something deeper that we're saying, which is they have something that I don't have. And what we want to do is we want to look at what you don't have and flip it as a communication to say, well, now that you realize you don't have something, what is that thing that you want instead? What is it that you want instead? This is what we get to build towards. Oh, girl, you're at the gym. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Work it out. Work it out. All right. So Let me see what you guys, I would love to hear your feedback. What does this bring up for you? And the goal is to begin to facilitate this dynamic inside of our group. I want to see you guys start to share your stories. What are you experiencing weekly? Where are you winning? You can use this for your home. You can use this for relationships. You can use this for your body. But I would love to see you guys to begin to share your stories, so that not only can you practice visibility, so that by the time we get to that in April, it's going to be a moving dynamic you already have going. But secondly, I want you to pay attention to who you feel like you're starting to see stand out to you. This is going to be a great arrow to point at so that you can begin to leverage and say, oh, this is something that I want to build in myself. This is how we see growth. Kim says, I ask questions and take my time, my way, pacing myself. I don't like the 90% of competition. I agree. But 10% of healthy competition without destroying other people. I like it. I like that because it can push me to execute. I like to win. Girl, you have mastered this conversation then. You completely know what I'm talking about. And I would love to see that understanding of that 10% as something that you can use. It's now a skill set. I think a lot of times we can get a little passive in knowing this. Like for me, I'll really, really hang out in the celebrating other people and be like, oh, yay, good for you. And I'll hang out there, which is great. But I don't take note that in me celebrating what someone else is doing, it's actually me saying, wait, I think I want to apply that back to me. And this is where we can create a very healthy symbiotic relationship with people by allowing their greatness to also make me say, if I'm happy for that in them, why wouldn't I have that in me too? Let me up-level my skill set. Let me up-level my language. Let me up-level my ability to hold space for people. Let me up-level because this person has shown me what's possible. And if they can do it, I'm ready to take ownership to be able to do it for myself and build that into my world so that when people come and visit my planet, they're really going to be able to see an impact and transformation. Kim says, if competition is challenging ourselves in a fair game, I like it. We learn from each other 100%. And that's why I like testimonies. I love to hear people's process and their victories. Girl, you get this so well. You get this so well. I love that. Now I can change my perspective on competition. Healthy competition is what we're after, and I can redefine healthy competition 100%. So we want to have competition. We want to have someone standing there challenging us, making us think a little bit differently, making us stretch our minds outside of what's comfortable. We want that. We need that. If we do not have an example of what else is out there, we stay the same. The 4-minute mile was not possible until someone did it. When people saw that, they had to ask, wait, what are you doing that we're not? It was just previously impossible for centuries. And now you're doing it? This person gave the world an opportunity to see that there is more capable in who we are as human beings. This is where we get to all be in exchange, a council of worlds, the ability to share the gift that I have from my world to yours. This is how we get to migrate and master the flow, ebb and flow of truth between all of us without there ever being a bend and break because of comparison. So, ladies, what I want to propose to you guys also is, I'm so happy. This was a really great conversation. You explained that so well. It was perfect. It's not a bad word. I'm so happy, Kim. I love reclaiming words and saying, hey, let's take this back because it's something we actually need. I feel like if it's on the earth, God gave it to us for a reason. We may have perverted it, but we can always renegotiate the terms and the conditions of language and allow ourselves to step into truth so that we never keep ourselves small and keep ourselves in a box. I think we should recognize what truths are available for us to always access. So ladies, you guys saw me mention this last week. I have a program available for you guys called The Walk. The Walk is a walking accountability program, and it's the beginning of starting to create a community where, for those of you guys redeeming competition, exactly. For those of you guys who know you want to be in community in the style that we're talking about today, The Walk is a community where we are starting to create healthy competition for each of us to see success. In The Walk, it's it's essentially a walking accountability group inside of an app that I have, which I'll start to share about more with you guys. But inside of this app, there's now a leaderboard that I've added. And when I was adding the leaderboard, I was thinking to myself, do I want to put a reason for people to feel like they're higher or lower than other people? Do I want to keep that in there? And I realized, I was like, no, I do, because I think that it's healthy for us to recognize there's possibility for us to grow. And if we're not number one, if we're not at the top, we can still own the place in which we are. I think that's such a healthy opportunity to practice something that we experience every day out in the world. So inside of the walk is very simple. It's a walking accountability program where for 30 days, the goal is for you to walk every single day. Check the box and find that consistency. And my goal is for those of you who feel like you know that exercise and movement is what you feel called to do next, I want you to know that you can do that. I love to start people off in a place where movement is light, it's easy, it's a low barrier. And sometimes we need accountability or a place that we know is going to hold us to that accountability and allow us to follow through. So the walk is a $77 program for 30 days. And the experience is we're all in a community just cheering each other on, allowing ourselves to level up and stay consistent in walking as we're discovering different aspects of ourselves and growing together. So if you know that you want to finally get moving, you want to feel alive, you want to start working out, you want to start making sure that you're staying consistent, and you also understand that when you're moving consistently in your body, this is going to up level your skill set to move consistently in business, this is the space for you. Where it's a great space where I'm in there, we're coaching, we're doing all the things. So if this is speaking out to you, message me, let me know that you want to join and you want to come and be a part of this. We're starting off very small, but I can feel that this is going to be a really, really big thing as we start to share this more. So if you're looking for an accountability group to get yourself moving very gently, very simply in exercise, this is a great place to start. And then right now, I'm also building other avenues for those of you guys who want to do more strength training, more yoga, more running, other aspects of fitness, and you want the accountability or program structure there. I've got stuff that I'm working on for you as well. So with that being said, ladies, if you want to reach out for the walk, just message me and I can send you over the link. And if you have any more questions, then let me know. I'm available inside of my DMs. So with that being said, ladies, I would love to see you guys sharing your stories here inside of the group. Let's start to get some healthy competition going, meaning you're shining, I'm shining, we're all shining, and we're all letting each other shine together. And no one's blinding each other because we're capable of looking at the success that each other is bringing. So with that being said, ladies, I love you guys. Here is to becoming more active and attractive. I will see you next Thursday on our live here inside of the Facebook group. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. All right, bye.